Welcome back to the J.A. Cecil channel. As we've been doing for a few videos, we're going to talk about some EPA stuff today. Facts, information, whatever you guys need. I'm not doing this to cry about it. I just want to have you guys know all the facts, know what we're doing and what we're getting into, and how this is going to affect our futures. First of all, head over to baldeagle.com. Grab you some merchandise. We got the shirts, we got the hats, the mechanic shirts, the mud truck shirts, the snapbacks, and keep your eye out for the near future for some cool stuff. But if you guys go there and buy that stuff up, that'd be great. That would help us out tremendously. So what I want to talk to you guys about today is what kind of effects is this going to have on our futures, our children's futures, our children's futures, and our industry. I want to talk about racetracks. Back in the 50s, 60s, 70s, racetracks started getting very popular. Why? We needed a place to go to drive our cars where there was no speed limits, where we could go and rip them up and down the track and have a good time with them. And it also got us off the street so we weren't getting in trouble long before my time. But I know from what I've heard, that's why they were all doing this. And tracks were opening up, doing good. People were going there. Everything was great. And everything's been great for a long time. Think about what a track needs to operate. Customers. A track needs customers. It needs revenue to operate, to continue to operate, and to continue to keep people off the streets from racing on the streets. I know probably 20 years ago, there was a lot of people out there on the street racing a lot. I don't see that near as much anymore. I mean, it was like, oh, you want to go street racing? Call up so-and-so. We can go there if you want to check it out, whatever. The tracks have gotten a lot better, and they're literally catering more to the guy that wants to just take his street car out to the drag strip. We have events like Street Heat. We've got your streetcar takeover events, things where people bring a street legal car, they make it as fast as they can, still is street legal, and they're able to race it on the track. I know a lot of people, they're not even into race cars, but they buy a cool car or a cool truck, they want to put an exhaust on it or a tuner and go take it out the track, test it out. I know a lot of people that like to do that. But for what the law is that the government is doing, they're going to try to take this away from us. And then what's that going to do for our racetracks? Our racetracks need revenue. They need people there. If you take away the guy's everyday vehicle where he wants to do some modification to it and take it out of the track, you're taking away that entry-level guy. You're taking away that kid that wants to get into the sport, that 16, 17-year-old that wants to go race every Thursday at Test Institute and see what his truck or car can do. You're taking that away from us. And for the minimal impact it's having on the environment. You think about it, the minimal impact compared to what all these big companies do. But as I've said in the past videos, we don't have as much money as them. They're going to fight it. They have lobbyists. They got people that are, for them and this and that. That's why the RPM Act is so important, because we're going to lose our racetracks. All these people that, the government's already losing money. They're losing tax money by people that buy all these performance parts. We're not going to do that anymore. Businesses are going to shut down, and tracks are going to start shutting down. What's that going to leave people to do? That's going to take people back to the old days where let's modify this and make this in our garage, and we're going to go set up a street race tonight. That's what it's going to do. It sounds so far-fetched at the moment, but you think in reality it's not. We're so close to that happening at the moment, because if they start going after our race cars, which they've already done it, there's a quote that somebody from the EPA said in a trial, and I'm going to post that up here, and you guys can take a look at that. This is an actual quote from the EPA about a case that they were doing. I would love to find the case number or stuff like that. I haven't yet. But in recent legal proceedings, they say, and I quote, "An EPA certified motor vehicle cannot become a non-road vehicle even if it is used exclusively for competition, because the definition of motor vehicle hinges on the purpose of its design, not its use." So basically what they're saying is you can commute back and forth with your vehicle. You don't need to do any performance enhancements to it. You don't need to get better fuel economy. What we give you is what you're going to get. Your right to modify your vehicle, they want it gone. They want race cars gone, even if you never register that vehicle again on the street. It's going to crush our racing industry. Racetracks are going to go under. There's already enough racetracks going under. But people that have the street cars, your regular guy that can go afford to buy a car and go out to the track, have fun with it, drive it there, trailer there, whatever, they're going to steal that from us. They're going to take it away. I mean, and when I say steal, there was a time when they didn't have these laws. It was 50 years ago before the Clean Air Act was here. But how much is the racing industry really harming? I mean, let's face it. One freaking mega container ship, 1 out of 5,000, puts off more pollution in its lifetime than our whole racing community will ever put off in its lifetime. And that's thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people, if not a million people. So that's where I'm at today, guys, with the racetrack stuff. They're going to go until there's nothing left. And hopefully we can prevent that from happening by signing the RPM Act, putting that into, get it passed, get the bill passed, get everything going. But we need everybody's help we can get. Sign it. Please help us out, guys. Race cars, race trucks, we need you. We're not trying to pollute the environment. We're not trying to put people on the street. We're not trying to have people blowing black smoke all over the streets or even, racing on the streets. We want people to be in a closed course, track, whatever. Not that I agree. As I've stated in the past, I still think the carbon footprint of building a DPF or building DPFs and exhaust fluid and all the stuff it takes is far worse for our environment than just letting the vehicles run without the emissions on them. I really do. But I'm not a scientist, and I don't work for the government, so kind of tough to prove that to them because the government only listens to the government. So again, guys, enjoy the video today. Thank you for checking us out. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, sign the RPM Act, get a hold of your local congressman, governor, whoever. Let's get this stuff out there, guys. Save our sport. Welcome back, guys. These dang rainy days in Florida. I said like a couple videos ago, we haven't been getting rain, this and that. Now it's raining every damn day, but it's nice because we get to go bogging. So we're going to mess with the CUCV today. CUCV today. Sorry, the CUCV we're going to mess with. Don't want to offend anybody. They say I'm saying it wrong, so I'm trying, okay? Anyways, you guys probably don't know this, but at Plant Bamboo, when we had the truck out last, we had a little issue at the end of the day. I didn't get on camera. We didn't have any cameras or anything like that at the time. What happened was I went into like a deep hole, and water was probably about here, and it got stuck. Well, the front was kind of nose down, so this was actually like kind of under. So I was stuck for like 5 minutes. Like, it just was weird how it went in all the water and stuff. The transmission got filled with water. So I brought it back. They towed me back. It wouldn't move. It had so much water in it. I was under the assumption it probably got it stuck in the dip, or got it in through the dipstick, because it doesn't have a really great locking dipstick or anything. But the more I brought it back and had the guys flush the trans on it, get all the water out of it for me, and we found that the transmission, the transfer case adapter housing, is pouring fluid out. I'm hoping it's not cracked, but I'm hoping it's not. I'm hoping it's just the gasket's bad. But we're gonna get in the shop today, see what's going on with that, and hopefully I can just pull the transfer case off, reseal it with some silicone, and slap it back together. That's the goal. So see what happens. Let me get it pulled in the shop, and I haven't messed with it since Bamboo. But I want to get that thing running. We got it tagged, we got it registered, it's insured, so I can drive that thing on the street. I freaking love it. Love driving that thing around. They just don't make them like they used to. Dude, been sitting for a minute too. Wipers are a little slow, but telling you. After flushing the trans, it engages and everything good, because she didn't want to move at all. Old squeaky. There it is. Ah! We in, boys and girls. she is up in the air. And let's see what we're working with here. Oh yeah, she is a pouring. I took it down the road. I mean, it was like pouring fluid out. There was a big puddle. You guys see everything's pretty much wet underneath here. A little leak there. I don't know where that's coming from. What that's all about. Unless it's leaking down and forward. Huh, I don't know. Pan gasket maybe? I don't know. Yeah, she's leaking pretty good. You know what? I should change the oil in this thing. I've not changed the motor oil in it yet. I should probably do that. But looks like it's going to be easy enough. Just got to basically pop my cross member off. And you know what? That was probably excess from when the guys were actually flushing the unit. They had the lines off, flushing it and everything. That's all that is. Yeah. Sweet. Anyways, my vent's still there. She's still holding strong. Easy enough. Rip this transfer case off. Literally, I got dry shafts. And once that's out, you're talking basically 6 bolts holding the case in and a linkage. Where's my linkage at? Right there. So pop that rig off, and that's about it. Cool. Let me get this thing out. Oh, what the hell? Crap. So I'm gonna go on a limb and say that the transfer case has a little bit of water in it because it was quite a bit over full and it looks very milky. All right, that shouldn't be that. All right, wasn't expecting that to happen, so. No dowels. She was loose, boys and girls. Get this thing all cleaned up, take a little whiz wheel to it, prep it, get it ready to just throw the case right back in. We'll clean up the front side of this thing. I'll show you guys that in a minute. clean there. I'll show you guys the mess we're working with. Oh yeah, there was so much extra fluid coming out of this case. I think it must have just been full to the brim. So as soon as I was taking stuff out, it's just dumping out of this thing. But we're gonna take the plugs out. I'll drain the case and probably put some fresh ATF in it, obviously. And from there, this thing's all nice and clean and prepped already. So there's your little speedo device right there. But this thing's all nice and prepped. And I just gotta put some silicone. I'm gonna clean this stuff up real quick. Get that case thrown in there. I get the front of this thing all cleaned up. It is nasty. It had some kind of gasket on there one time, 30 years ago. Yeah, somebody put some cheap silicone. We're gonna put the good stuff in there. What the hell that's about? Huh. Somebody silicone that? Let's hope. I believe this seal stops fluid from interchanging between the two. That is my... Hope that damn seal right there isn't messed up. I'm hoping somebody put something in there. It's just the excess from that. That would suck. Put it all back together, take it all back apart. I don't have a seal for it. I mean, it's really not bad. It only took me 10 minutes to pull it out, 15 minutes. We clean. For the most part, soak up some of that brake cleaner. Should be good to go. All right, I'm putting me a good little bead of silicone around here. We'll do a little extra since this thing is going to get obviously put underwater quite a bit. Sweet. Using this Motorcraft silicone, guys. This stuff is was originally designed for a 7.3 Power Stroke oil pan, and I use it on just about everything. Stuff's awesome. Cool. Well, she's in there. The last thing I got to do, which you guys won't be able to see in the video because where the camera is the rear dry shaft. Front dry shaft's in. Everything's done there. I got to run a new vent line for the transfer case. Run that thing right up to the top of the cab. And then we've got the, what do you call it? I got to drain this thing, which it's all pretty much drained. It is drained out. But I'm going to pull the drain plug on, make sure it's all gone, and then top that thing off with some fresh ATF. Slide the skid plate back on. It kind of covers that, so I'm gonna hold off, and rear dry shaft, and we're done. So let me take care of that real quick. Hopefully this thing's fixed. And down we go. Everything looks good underneath there. Got the dry shaft back in it. Vent line, I got it ran up through where the transmission vent's gonna be running through. And
ready to go rip this thing. We'll test drive it, make sure she's not leaking, and see what she does. Already feels good. Better, whatever. Come on, these things stop whenever you, there we go. She already feels way better. Just the engagement on the transmission. It was about 3 quarts low, because obviously it was leaking between the transmission and the transfer case housing. So about 3 quarts low, topped her off, and yeah. Go make sure she's not leaking on us. I feel like that power steering fluid might be a little low. I'm gonna check that. A couple times when I was driving it, it got warm. The fluid, either that or the fluid, there's no water in the power steering. Take a look at that. They're kind of a pain to check on these. They put them right underneath this big bracket. But we'll rip her down the road, see how she does. All right, first gear. Second gear. Third gear, baby. Woo. It rides really good, actually. For having boggers on it and lifted and everything, like it literally rides pretty smooth. Hear them roaring out there, hear the boggers humming. Everybody in the country knows that sound. Boggers humming down the road. Well, the old military truck is back on the road, ready to go. So now I got a whole bundle of parts that have been coming in for this thing, and we're gonna start putting those things on. Kind of been waiting to get a couple of them built up. A couple of them I was waiting on halves and certain things. You'll see whenever we start getting them on there, but next couple episodes we'll really start to transform this thing and make it a nice. So, boom, military truck fixed. Thank you guys for watching the J. Cecil channel all day, and don't forget, cut local congressmen, governors, just whatever you can do to help out. Sign the RPM Act, share the RPM Act, get it out there, guys. Thank you again for watching the J. Cecil channel. We'll see you next time.